Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. I hope that my audio levels are correct at the moment. I noticed that in the previous episode, for the first 10 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer, my microphone was basically in my mouth. Apparently I didn't notice, but I had a lot of audio clipping and just audio problems. But then it kind of fixed when I bumped my headset microphone and it kind of moved away. So I've put the headset microphone at a bit of a further distance. Hopefully this is a good level. We'll find out later on. I did check to make sure that it was picking up my voice, and it is, so we are good to go. We'll see exactly how it turns out with the actual video itself, because YouTube also compresses the audio a little bit, so it's sometimes hard to predict how the YouTube video will sound in its final form. Whatever the case, we took on the neighboring nation of Urna in the previous episode, taking on their Desert Valley stronghold successfully. Our army is basically at full strength and is at full morale. We maybe should raise our morale just to be safe, but I don't know if that's super necessary. I think because we're about to go to war right this second, I don't think there's really a need to, because we're going to have our fight before things start. I guess I could have been a little safer by raising army maintenance before now, but we're on the 1st of January, 786, and we have the claim on Barada ready to go. Now, Barada does not currently have an ally, so we can safely just attack them directly. I don't think there's any reason to do anything further before we get going here. Let's go ahead and do just that and declare the war. So we're going to be taking Age Spring. Now I should note, by the way, we have no war exhaustion at the moment despite doing this war right after the previous one, so we really are totally fine. AE is not going to be that big of a deal. This will go down at a pretty brisk pace, and generally speaking we're just in a good position to launch into this war right away. So we're going to take Age Spring from Barada right here. Okay, here we go. The Canaanite local power Barada rallies together to defend in this war. In we come. Oasis isn't a very defensive location, so this should be a pretty clean fight. Again, as we looked at last episode, we have the clear numbers advantage. We don't know what number of cohorts they have. I'm guessing 2 to 4, probably 2 or 3. Could be 4, I guess. I might be surprised, but we shall see. I'll run the yearly tech. Anything else we need to do here? I don't really think so. I think we're good just to proceed. One thing that we could do technically is we could set up a colony for the Arameans, but they only basically live in this mountain valley area, and there's really no place over here that I'd want to put a colony, in all honesty. There's some desert hills down here, I guess. That's a little better, but actually I don't even know if Desert Hills is better than Desert Valley. Basically these guys live in the most inhospitable wasteland around. So I'm not even gonna bother setting up a colony. I can just wait and set up a colony over here with the Baradins. I can put a colony over here in whatever place I pick as my city over in this province. So we'll deal with that when that comes. But yeah, no need to get the colony cooldown going over some terrible Desert Valley location that I wouldn't want to live in anyways. So I think they're gonna raise their force as we arrive. Maybe we'll get there first. Oh, okay, just right before, so kind of that's happened in the previous war as well, but in we come. Fight should be perfectly fine. We outnumber them handily and we flank them. Yeah, we're gonna do just fine here. No stack wipe, but we did knock them away. I don't know where they're gonna go, but they could come and actually siege down some of my provincial capitals, which is irritating. So I will actually chase these guys just to be thorough. I don't want them to cause damage to my land for no reason when I can just easily take them. There's no other people in the war, and I don't know if they were gonna hire any mercenaries or anything, so I'd rather just chase them around until I manage to catch them and make sure that they can't do anything too bad for me. I don't know what they're doing. If they're circling around, I can't get to Rada, so I wouldn't be able to stop them if they did go over there. My goal here is to ultimately catch them and stack wipe them, so we'll see if we can. Okay, they're going to go to Jondal, so we can go there too and catch them there. They're going into Desert Valleys, so they should be slowed down enough. We should be able to catch them. Or not? Really? Well, we'll catch them over here, I think. You know, actually, let's just go back and catch these guys. This force here can't even siege individual unfortified settlements. It's too small. At least I think so. So let's stack wipe the force over here and just, yeah, this guy's going to walk away. Go back and start the siege, honestly. Alright, catch these guys here. There's that stack wipe. I guess I could try to catch these guys just to be thorough. It's so slow to move through the Desert Valley, though. Where's he going to? I don't think he can siege anything with just that force. It's only one cohort. At full strength, because it will eventually replenish from its manpower, it should be at 250, which I don't think is enough, but because I'm not sure, I'm going to follow these guys. It might be enough, actually, in this mod, so I really don't want them to damage my territory when I can just go catch them now. While that's happening, let's attend to other... Oh, where are you going? He's just walking off into the desert. Alright, I don't know where he's going. I'm not going to follow him out of the area, so let's just go back over and start the Siege of Barada Springs. While that's going on, we could reinvest our money and PI into various things. We could, for example, set up a holy site. We need a 50 PI, but we haven't... Oh, wow. Look at the timing on that. I mean, I'm not going to get the PI from this. This is the Loyal Subject event. This is an event you can get when your character is doing Scheme Influence, but, yes, let's take a look at the lore here. Our ruler's efforts to influence Id, Damu, Milkirimid are well underway. In a jovial mood, Ind Damu approached King Imperator, suggesting that a formal declaration of his loyalty and commitment to the court would be a fine way of showing our appreciation. We remain unconvinced that this is a politically sensible move. So we could get 36 PI, but lose 10 stability, and this is a very, very terrible trade. I do tend to like PI a lot, but 10 stability is not worth 36 PI. Maybe 360 PI, then I might go for it, but nope. 10 loyalty on this guy. This is a family character, but not a family head, and he does have 74 loyalty, so this is probably totally fine. 5 stability for free is very nice. Now we're trending down on stability, so this is actually a good opportunity to spend some stability because we have downward trend. So we should go ahead and perhaps change one of our deities or change a law using our PI that's been built up here. Now one thing we could do is change our succession law, but we don't need to at the moment. We do have a secure succession with our son that we got, so this isn't a high priority. I may come back to this later, but I don't think this is worth spending these resources on at the moment when I have other stuff to do. We obviously can't change a knot because we're worshipping them, but we could change one of these other deities. Now, Melkart is a pretty strong god, although not for the early game. These bonuses aren't going to be very important for us right away. Bull, though, with the 10% monthly PI passive, especially since I don't anticipate selecting one of these gods when I have a knot and a Shara to bounce between, Bull could be quite strong. We're looking for strong passives at the moment here. Capital Import Roots and Omen PI is actually kind of interesting, too. But I think I'd rather have passive PI than passive import roots. Tax 10% is really good, so that is a strong contender as well. Slave output 8% is really good, and monthly wages reduction is... This is the weakest one, because pop conversion speed also isn't that helpful over here. I think we may switch Melkart to Bull to get more monthly PI gain. That's probably not a bad idea. Alternatively, we could look at the Culture God and switch this. State Religion Happiness 4% is really good, though, because that's basically everyone 4%, because even non-Dammâseq are still following the Canaanite religion around here. Like, everyone is following it around here, so that would be pretty good. Alternatively, passive monthly civ change is quite strong. Build cost reduction is pretty good. Monthly civ change again, and Omen monthly civ change. That's interesting. We could supercharge our civ change. Or ruler pop gain plus 0.05. What's our downward trend currently? Oh my gosh, yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, plus 0.05 wouldn't do much to help with that. Your rulers in this mod, I find, tend to plummet in popularity very fast all the time, and there's not much you can do to stop that. You just have to kind of constantly fight uphill. Yeah, I think given that I plan to switch over to Ashara probably in the next 5 years, I think I will switch Melkart and switch Melkart to Bull. Melkart isn't a bad deity, so this isn't about not liking this modifier. This is just a case where this modifier is better for us right now, and I'm not going to do the Omen for either of them right now anyways. So if I want the commerce bonus from Melkart, I could just do it through having Bull's Omen be selected. So let's go ahead and spend 15 PI on this, or rather 15 stability on this. It won't cost any PI to switch a god, but I think that is a pretty good way to do it. Can't select to this god for 36 months, but we're not going to anyways, so it's perfectly fine. Now we're back into upward trending stability, but we do get about 10% population happiness malice from being at 40 stability. So you don't want to really play around with stability very often because of the big effect on population happiness. I think we're offsetting those happiness malices enough through other means, but definitely want to keep an eye on that. Eager Consort. Consort Tabua today approached the court with an interesting proposal, namely that giving the worrying war we find ourselves in her own martial prowess and the personal leadership and army by skilled King Imperator She accompanied the king and his army into battle. Well, she does have the same marshal as the king, so that's actually not necessarily a bad suggestion. The consort is passionately convinced that her presence will bolster the spirits of the fighting men, as well as her king, that the royal family must defend their country regardless of their position, and if needs must, she could quite capably command a flank. Well, I'd like to command her flank, because this is some loving behavior from my wife here. Okay, so I could do this and get loyalty. She will accompany him into battle. I guess that could be interesting. Technically speaking, she's as competent as he is as a martial character, so... You know what? Sure, of course, she will join the king. You know, the pragmatic thing to say here is that we do already have a son and heir, so if she does die, or if I die, doesn't, you know, screw up everything in the game. So let's see where this goes. Let's let her join in on the combat. Maybe this will give the Dammâseq some better perspective on female involvement in the state. She'll join the king. Not going to be joining for a very exciting event here. We're just going to go start the siege of Barada Spring. Again, I'm not going to assault up here, even though I could probably win that. Well, I would win the assault. That's a sure thing. But it would take hundreds of casualties, and it would basically prevent me from snowballing onward. All right, now these guys are coming back over. If they come over and just post up at Bay at Tema, I can't really do much. I just want to get the siege going. I think they're just going to run away. Okay, maybe they are going to come back up into this area. If they come north of the Desert Valley Gauntlet, I will come back down and try to catch them, because I do want to stack whip them. Okay, they're just going to stand there and do nothing. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Now, whatever the case, we do have some PI to spare at the moment. I might go ahead and do the diplomatic stance change, honestly. That might not be a bad idea to use this PI for that. Also, double check there's no... Alright, we're good. Because neutral stance is not doing anything for me right now. We have a lot of extra relations right now because of neutral stance and our king having that trait. Yeah, I think bellicose stance is the best at the moment because commerce stance we just have so little commerce, or mercantile stance. We have so little commerce coming in right now. Commerce stance or mercantile stance is probably better overall, but not at the moment, not in the very early game before we have a trade empire going. So bellicose stance will help keep the AE down as much as possible, and the war score cost for what that's worth, and claim fabrication speed if we have to fabricate claims. Hopefully we don't. So a bellicose stance means that all diplomatic efforts are focused on justification for expansion and intimidation of nearby countries. Alright. Yeah, they're still not going to get very far. Hopefully we just win the siege before they can cause any damage down here, but we shall see what happens with that. There's a giant war going on with Sa'aru. They're fighting Siri, Basani, and who else? Hulitu. Okay, so there are other neighbors in the south. We'll see how that affects our entry into the southern areas for attacks and whatnot, but not sure yet. Okay, I was hoping we might get a 14% siege win, but nope. I don't know why I would expect that. This is a misadventurer campaign, so every siege tick has a hidden minus 100 trillion% chance to succeed if it's below 49. That's I mean, I did open the mod's code to change things, so I guess I can say that I've seen that. Oh man, no! Someone should make a like a fake misadventurer, you know, specialized mod that like is based on all my preferences, and then they secretly change it so that the siege win chance is extremely low, and then I just think that it's my normal bad siege luck, but it's really like a little troll. That'd be kind of funny, honestly. Yeah. I'd actually prefer that, because then I'd know that it's not just a case of fortune disfavoring me with these siege dice rolls. This is why I got really into doing assaults in previous campaigns, but nope, not in this campaign. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Defender's dessert, you don't say. What a shock. At least we have a lot of manpower built up. We really are doing this pretty well here. Not many casualties, some attrition for sure, but totally manageable. Doing an assault, though, would be a pretty bad idea. That would definitely give us too many casualties to work with. Here we go, the sacking of Barada Spring. Iptur Dagon I, Aberrant has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Barada Spring. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. So I think none shall hide over here. One slave sent to Dammâseq as well. What's the population like? 5 population. this is a good tile, but I actually kind of don't think this will be my capital in the province. I actually kind of think that I'm going to make Rauda my capital. It's both a passageway into this valley over here, so it's a better location in that regard. It has more fort coverage, and it has better fort coverage with Dammâseq, because Dammâseq does touch these two tiles, and then Rauda touches these two tiles, and then, yeah, so just for those reasons I think it's better in that regard. This way I can also make Serghea a fort potentially to protect the entrance here if I want to. I don't really think that's called for. I think Rauda is just a better location. Plus, the fort in Rauda blocks entry from this direction here, so I think with all that in mind, I don't want to depopulate Barada Spring, but I don't necessarily care about maintaining its current population. So, none shall hide. Did that actually, like, kill anybody? Oh, it did actually kill a lot of people. Okay, that's good. We should win the war once this stuff all transfers over. So what we'll do now is actually strategically start to come down towards Saura, who is probably our next target. They're actually the only person we border now in the region, so that is definitely our next target. Yeah, now, there's a question of should we even go into the Phoenicia region or the Kadesh region that we will soon have borders with. And there's not really much of an advantage in this campaign for doing the region splits for the reasons I've talked about before. That being said, though, there may be some advantage in getting these region splits for other reasons, like to be able to assign characters as governors who could be generals once we have a little bit of levy. But I think because we'll start with 0 levy entirely until we have assimilation over there, or like set up colonies or something, it's just not worth even going into new regions until we're ready to really fully go into it. And we have our home region to worry about first, so... And also the, I guess we're all in the same Canaanite culture group, so we're actually fine in that regard as well, so never mind. But yeah. Whatever the case, I think we're going to come down to probably Zabdaean, and then once this stuff changes control, we shall win the war. Alright, so far so good. This was actually even faster than the previous war. Alright. Give me this property, please. So, Barada, Fejia Spring to me. Only 2 AE now. Probably reduced by being on the, the Bellico stance. So, let's go for it. 1100 positive for being in complete victory. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and imprison these guys. We have plenty of tyranny room for some more slave selling, so let's go for that. The Canaanite local power of Barada accepts her generous peace offer. Barada, Fejia Spring to Dammâseq. Alright, so the capital actually moved to Rada on its own, which is very fortuitous. It's almost like the game is listening to me. So I'm definitely going to keep it over there. It saves us on loyalty to move it around for what that's worth. Yeah, so this is going to be our future location over here. In fact, I might even build a city over here. I do have the money saved up, and I will soon have the PI necessary. I can also get making gains to get occupation welcomed in Fejia Spring for 20 years. Probably do want to do that because I think we might be able to get this right away for more population output. There may be reasons to actually wait to get the stuff until we're almost done with the mission tree, because we could just wait to get the bonus for a longer time. And I think I might honestly do that, because I don't need local population happiness right now, but having more time for the 20-year period to occur, because later on we'll have more tax benefit from this area once I have more consolidation here. So I think I'll hold off on completing this mission until right before I finish the mission tree, just so I get the bonus for the longest time possible, because I don't currently need the bonus, and I could benefit from it later on in the campaign. It's not going to be much later on, but delaying the start of the 20-year period could be good. Right, so whatever the case, I will go ahead and I think plan to build a city over here. So I'm going to need 30 more PI. So at this point I'm just going to start saving up PI for this, but that should be pretty fine. We have enough money for sure. Yeah. I could start building the fort over here, and I think I do need to do that. I'm not too scared of Kumidu of attacking me, but technically speaking, they don't love me. I do have some AE built up, and I'm on Bellico stance, and they're also different culture. Not a different culture group, but I don't know. In my experience, this mod doesn't make the AI likelier to attack the player. In the base game, the AI almost never attacks the player under most circumstances, at least in my experience. So I'm probably safe, but I should fortify this just to be thorough, as it is also a very defensive location to fortify for the reasons I talked about. So we should have enough money to fortify this and still be able to build the city once the time comes. Though really quickly, oh, I don't actually have 2 slots, so I can't trade for stone. So I'm gonna have to build this. Actually, you know what? Hold on. No, I can't trade for 2 copies of reeds because I only have 1 slot. So never mind. Let's get the fort going. Yeah, we'll have enough money pretty soon. And in the meantime, over here, it's on cultural assimilation already. That's perfect. I might set up a colony for these guys in Rauda. That seems like probably a good idea. This will move some of my Dammâseq over here, but then they're going to be in the area where those good modifiers from the mission will be in effect once that happens. So let's see if it's already shifted over. No, give it a monthly tick, and then it'll shift over. You guys coming down here. And yeah, 1st of January, we shall see. I think we'll keep trading with the Assyrians. That seems kind of fun. Some very long-distance trading with these guys, but they're allowed to with their national heritage. 200% diplomatic range. Absolutely crazy. Alright, did this update now? Yes, colony in Rauda. More pop assimilation speed over here. Making this a city will help consolidate population into this location to get that pop assimilation bonus. So I think we should go for this. There's no other place that has Barada population, because it's just in this one valley, basically. So this is a good time to get this going. With colonies, with so many cultures in this mod, by the way, you want to definitely try to have your colonies always be on cooldown. So colonial occupation, or rather, sorry, colonial ventures is a 3-year cooldown that reduces our tax rate. So that's a bit painful, but these colonies are, I think, generally speaking, a good thing to go for. As, at least for my strategy, I'm trying to constantly assimilate everybody to be my culture. And with the changes in this mod, or with the mods that I'm using to, you know, having no minimum levy, we're going to really need a lot of native culture to draw our levy from until we get legions. So really, really important to assimilate as much as possible all the time, even with downsides like tax rate. So Rauda is going to be our colony for the Barada people. Alright, Rauda. A Dammâseq colony. The arrival of Dammâseq settlers has hardly endeared the local population to us, but the foundation of a colony in this area is without a doubt the best way to exert control here in the long run. Soon even the local Barada inhabitants will see how our city will prosper and surpass any previous settlements they may have had in this area before the land was confiscated. This is for the best. Alright, so Dammâseq has Dammâseq has wisely enacted found colony. The best way to ensure lasting loyalty in a region will always be to send those we trust to rule it for us. Let us send a number of trusted Dammâseqian men and women to build a new life deep in foreign territory. So we want our cities to be ruled over by a trustworthy group of Dammâseq leaders. This guy's not very happy right now, but that will hopefully get fixed in the near future, whatever the case. So we'll get the city building once we're able to. Aside from that, we're on the 2-year anniversary. Any monthly tick stuff to do? I guess I could increase pay just to be thorough. Let's see, these guys don't have any allies, and with their war going on, they're definitely distracted right now. Now, who's winning this war? Let's try and figure this out. It's actually 2 different wars. So either... Here, hold on, wait. So what's going on here? Wait. Okay, this guy is fighting Sa'aru. So I think the way that the naming convention works is that the aggressor is first. So I think that Hulitu actually attacked Saru. So Saru's defending in that war. And then they're also fighting Siri Basani. So Siri Basani is, I think, also the aggressor. So I think Sa'aru was attacked by both of their neighbors, separately from each other and in unrelated wars. That's not that great for Saru. They're about to be attacked by another neighbor, probably. Assuming that their capital isn't, you know, currently being sieged. I don't think it is. I can't tell, though. I don't know how long these wars have been going on, but I think we should, once we arrive, just get to it. I think we can get away without increasing maintenance as well, so let's just progress here. Let's see what we can do here. We have plenty of food. I guess we could stand around and get some food for a second. Although we're at full morale, so we probably shouldn't stand around. It seems like kind of a waste. Right, there's fog of war, so I can't tell what's going on down here, but they're being attacked by a third person here. They're being attacked by Karnayim. So they're about to be attacked by their fourth neighbor. Every single neighbor that they have is going to be attacking them at the same time. Saru's just having a bad day. Saru's not having a good day right now. But yeah, we're going to go in for this. And this is, again, a completely... Actually, no, I'm wrong about that. No, I'm right about that. This is another completely separate war. So, sorry, Saru, but your days are numbered here. There's like a race to Saru going on right now. I don't know where anyone's armies are, but we're about to find out here in just a moment. Now, before I actually hop in here, let's do some quick research, because that's probably smart. 34 Saru. That should not present any problems here to our 50. And again, I'm just counting the population to get a rough estimate of the levy size. So they're probably going to have 3 or 4 cohorts, probably 3 cohorts. These guys have 42, so probably 3 cohorts, 2 to 3 cohorts, 2 to 3 cohorts. So because all these wars are separate, and I don't think we'll be in a conflict with anybody else, I don't think, we should be fine. This may be, I've never been in a situation where this much action was going on with one nation, but let's go ahead and attack Saru as well. So we're going to join into, sorry Saru. I guess we could wait for our manpower to build up a little bit, but then the issue is Saru could lose one of their wars to somebody else. I guess we could wait for whoever wins to then just attack them, but then we'd have to wait for them to do the siege. That could take a long time. I think I'd rather just rush in and try to stake my claim, because I'm nearby. Let's at least see, let's declare the war, and at least this way we can go in and kind of see what's going on. I think this should be fine. I don't think we're going to be hostile with the other forces, and if we are, we can just back up. And we can hire mercenaries if we absolutely need to. The smart thing would probably honestly be to wait for one of these nations to win their war against Saru, but they may also just fight each other in the meantime, and just kind of, things will not progress for anybody, so we need to kind of keep the momentum going here. I don't want to lower my levy and wait the multiple months it would take and be vulnerable. So we have to keep the momentum going and just try to get involved in the Saru conflict as fast as we can. Okay, the Canaanite local power of Saru is defending in this war. Saru is just not having a good day. Alright, in we come. I do not know what the situation is going to be here, but it may be a bit of a mess. So let us see exactly what we're dealing with here. 2nd of February. Okay, so I think we're hostile to these other forces, which isn't ideal, because I don't want to actually lose fights against not Saru. So I sort of don't know how to handle this situation. Let me think about this for a minute. Let me come down to... let me come to Duri, because this is a better location to move around here from, because the Saru fort blocks my further movement closer. Okay, they're not going to... Oh, you know what? Saru just occupied this, so Saru's army is right here. They might actually knock away Karnayim, or Karnayim may not make this move. Or I guess they are making the move, but... So that's good information. So we know that Saru's army is alive and is able to do a siege. So Saru's army has at least 1,000 men, which doesn't, you know, solve my problem, because now I know that they have at least an army with 1,000 men, but I have an army with 1,250, so that's more than 1,000. And I could hire mercenaries to have, for sure, the biggest army in the area. That might be a pretty smart idea right now, given how aggressive this war declaration actually kind of was, low-key. Okay, the issue is I can't see their army. I don't know if they're moving into Saru, how strong they are. I have to assume they're not using mercenaries, but I don't know that for sure. Without visibility down here, I sort of don't know what's going on. I think what we do is we move into Saru. If they do, as we arrive and we're locked in, if they are coming in with a larger force, we'll just retreat from the battle and retreat back up to Rauda. They'll have to slowly move through the desert valley or siege through here. Then we can hire the mercenaries and then win the war with mercenary support. But I wanna keep the aggression going. Ultra aggressive, ultra fast, no waiting around. Also, these guys probably won't make the move now that I'm here because they don't think they can win the fight, or they don't count as being at war with me. Maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe that's not a mechanic in this game. I guess I'm in this situation not very often, so I guess I don't remember how this works. Either way, we do have more martial than them, so we would win the siege assumption contest, but I'm a bit nervous now because I didn't even think about that part. So this guy, you know, 5 martial, no problem. 3 marshals, no problem. And this guy, his nation's being destroyed. He has 2 martial though, so that's no problem either. 9 martial on this guy, so maybe I should have checked this before I just ran right in with my blindfold on. But here we are. Choices have been made. I don't know where their army is, because they're not in Hulhuli 2 at the moment. Oh, there they are. Okay, so they've got 773 at the moment. I don't know where they're going, but they probably can't win defending in the plains against my army. I've got almost, not twice their size, but I've got a substantial numbers advantage. And also they'd have to deal with this army here. Oh, they just pieced these guys out. That is perfect timing! Wow! I can get so much from this peace deal now. Oh, that's really good timing, actually. You just saved me so much trouble, Saru. Thank you for that one. Alright. So yeah, we're fine to go. We're fine to go. These guys are here now too, but I'm still doing the siege for me. So they're just here separately? Do they count as being in the siege? Can I see that somewhere? I think they're counting as being in the siege, so I could do a very cheeky assault to shred through the Carnium force, but also shred through my force too, so that seems like kind of a bad idea. Let's just do the siege. We should have the numbers and martial advantage over everybody else around here. I think we're going to be fine, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, one issue as well is if these guys do get hired, I guess we could just pay them off and hire them ourselves through that way. So if these guys do get hired, we can just buy them through the payoff mechanic. So it should be fine. Alright. Whew, some serious action in this episode. This is like Hearts of Iron. I guess it's more like Hearts of Bronze in this particular campaign. But, has anyone ever made a Hearts of Iron mod that sets it in the Bronze Age? I don't think that'd be possible in that game. That would be very funny to see the Hearts of Iron engine, but with the Bronze Age. Okay, they're gonna see just... Ooh! Okay, this is a change. I thought you needed 1,000, but I guess you need at least... You need 750 at least, possibly only 500. Okay, well that's fine then. We're gonna win the siege race. We should win the siege race. If they get a breach, I'm gonna lose my mind, but, what are the chances of the AI getting good siege luck in one of my campaigns? That never happens. So we'll, cross our fingers and toes that there's no goofiness with the sieges. Supply shortage, that's good. I don't think the AI is going to do an assault. The AI in the base game almost never does assaults, and with this mod, I think the AI knows not to do assaults, because that would be pretty bad for them. Supply shortage there isn't great, but, again, we're keeping pace here. It is a race, ultimately. Now, one thing I don't like is that, assuming that I can't assume control, or that assuming control isn't possible under this circumstance where we're not allied, I guess I don't know how that works, actually, but they might be able to go over to Hulhuli, because I need to run back and relieve my capital. I obviously can't come around and siege this location once I get this. Although, that being said, Saru might run away as I approach. I see the AI do that a lot. Oh, they got a breach? Ooh, okay. That's not good. That's really not good. I'm at 21%. Okay. That's really unlucky. It's going to speed up their siege either way. If I don't win this 21%, I'm tempted to take an action here, but I'm sure I'm not going to win this. Defender's Desert is good, but yeah, that breach is going to speed up their siege a lot, and now they're in range to get 7%, and I just always assume that the AI wins 7% rolls on sieges on me. Definitely this is a problem. Oh god, this is such an awkward situation. If they do siege down Dammâseq, that doesn't necessarily mean all is lost. It just makes this war a lot more convoluted. The issue is if I leave here, then Carnium gets this, because I've done all the siege work for them. That's obviously not going to work for me, because I want this. I guess I could back up, fight these guys, and then come back, and then declare war on Carnium to then re-siege from them. But then I have to actually do the re-siege, and that's just such a big pain. Yeah, I just have to hope I get good siege rolls here. And let's see what their minus 14% becomes. Food shortage is not great, but yeah, 35%, I might win this. Alright, let's see it. Alright, I'm backing up. I can't risk it. I'm sure they're going to get 7 or 14% now, and then they're going to win that roll. They're not going to win on 0%, but I'm sure their next roll. I guess I'll wait a few days to see what they get. Oh yeah, we're going. Alright, enjoy your siege win, Carnium. I'll be back to take back what's mine, but I've got to go save the day. I'm not even sure I'll get there in time. But yeah, this is really not good. Of course the AI gets a breach. Of course they get a breach. Why wouldn't they? Alright, they're going to win the 14%. Oh! Oh, they got a disease. Oh! Get back! Get back! No! 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 What is that luck? They got a disease outbreak, and then these guys immediately won the siege. Oh my god, that's brutal. That is the most unlucky, like, series of dice rolls I've seen in a while. Alright. I'm assaulting this capital. I don't care. They have such a low garrison right now. I've got to do it. I can't let that slide. That is brutally messed up. Alright. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's take a deep breath. This is... Sorry, I didn't even hit the mic there. This is fine. Let's just go clean these guys up and then come back this direction. At the end of the day, these guys aren't in a position to, like, finish this war right this second, so we can just come back and fix this all up. So let's just go kill these guys. I should have remembered that they could get a disease outbreak like that, but it is what it is. We'll clear them out. This is wrong. We're going to win this fight. It's not considering my defensive terrain bonus, so this should not be a problem. Well, alright, here we go. Yeah, so they're going to get a pretty good fight here because of their really strong king, but we're going to win ultimately with all the other advantages, yeah. They're also, of course, they're rolling pretty well, too. And that's actually a fair trade, honestly. Alright. Now, what do we do? Oh, man. That was brutal luck right there. That was super, super unlucky. Holy crap. Alright, well, I think they're going to run here, so let's try to stack wipe them. We might be able to assume control from these guys. I don't know how that works, but we'll find out in a moment here. But yeah, we are using a lot of our manpower for this whole situation. Patronage of the arts. A king is expected to be a patron of the arts. Artistic depictions of the king cement legitimacy in the eyes of the people. Styled in the manner of popular gods and heroes, these sculptures, paintings, and murals are often worth their hefty price. Okay, we would get some more legitimacy, which currently isn't trending down, so that's a bit of a waste, or just lose to legitimacy. I guess that's fine, honestly. We've got other stuff to worry about right now. Game. You know, with the garrison this small, maybe assaulting wouldn't be that bad, but I at least want to come and try to see if I can get the siege before I do that. If I have to take a bit of peacetime after this war, that would be fine. No, actually, they're going to come here, I think, so let's try to stack wipe them. Oh, no, actually, no, I think they're going down there, so never mind. I guess we could follow them straight down there. I do want to stack wipe this army. That's, I think, a priority right now. Yeah, I'm assuming they're coming down here. So, I think another person, I don't even remember who it was, but another one of their neighbors there were at war with, I think, got killed by somebody. So we should be safe, though. Come on down here. Sell those, I did not sell those nobles, I just realized. Let's do that now. Let's release the baby. This will make me feel better after that terrible siege luck. You know, not being able to do assaults is kind of... It makes this such a messy situation in a situation like this where there's so many participants in the war. So we gotta be really on our toes here. Oh my gosh, it's not terrible. Alright, you can go into slavery, and you can go free. Alright. We almost have enough for that city. We just need 50 PI in total. So we have to wait a little bit longer, but we're almost there. We're going to stack wipe these guys here. Pretty good. And then we'll back up and try to assume control of that siege there. Alright, there's that stack wipe. Good. Actually, we're not at war with Carniam, so we'd have to declare war on them to then go and assault that anyways. So let's see if we can assume control of the siege, and if we cannot, I think what I'll do then in that situation is the smart move of backing up and waiting for them to win their war against these guys, and then I just declare war on them right away to just take the stuff. Alright, can I... Okay, we're not fighting the same war as the present siege leader. So as I thought, it does require you to be in the war as war partners. So I think what we should do then is actually back up, wait for these guys to win the war against Sa'aru and either fully annex them or partially annex them, and then just declare war on them, because we do have a claim on them. If I can look at their thing here. We have a claim on them. No, they have a claim on me. We actually don't have a claim on them. Ah, well, that's an issue. Can we get a claim on them? We don't border them. Okay, hold on. What province are they in? This will give me a claim. I would need this, though. Siri Bassani, hold on. Siri Bassani would include these guys if they won the war and fully annexed. I need a... But this would require me to colonize all of the outlying marsh areas, which is too expensive. In this mod, by the way, colonization costs PI and manpower. It's 750 manpower per tile as well, so it's very expensive to do colonization. We can't do it very often. So I think what we should do... Let's actually play it safe. I know it's a little painful to not just go crazy here, but we actually don't have a way to declare war on these guys right now, because we don't have any claims. We could do a superiority war, but that's not ideal. So let's go ahead, and unfortunately I think we just have to back up and just kind of regroup. I was hoping we'd be able to keep at war sort of permanently here, but I think this is the safer bet. Unfortunately, with the way things worked out luck-wise, we just can't do anything about this. They took over the siege. They stabbed us in the back. Well, I guess we weren't exactly friends or whatever, so... I mean, the thing is, what they did was basically what I do all the time to all the AI, so I shouldn't complain too much. They just have misadventurer-style strategies. So this is back up. Let them finish the war, and then we'll go to war with them. Hold on. I'll look at this in a moment here. Fugitives cross the border. Fleeing the dreadful war from Arwada, a number of important dignitaries have managed to escape to our lands, hoping to find refuge. Our advisors recommend against giving them asylum due to the fragile political circumstances in our region, and indeed much favor may be gained with Arwada if we were to finish the job for them. This is an Ugarit, so I don't know what we're doing getting Arwada refugees, but okay. Loyalty with these guys, or opinion with Arwada. I don't really care about any of these characters, so that's fine. Alright, so what's this? They want me to go into peace with them. I can't even do, like, a white peace. I just have to wait for them to be annexed by these guys, unfortunately. So what is the deal they've offered? It offered Jabba? Like the settlement of Jabba? Like only Jabba? I mean, that's an interesting option. I guess technically this would be better than my other plan of just letting these guys here, Carnium, just completely take over this stuff. Let's see, Jabba is in a location I do have a presence within, so it's not like I'd be getting a weird location I don't want. The issue, though, then, is that if we do this deal, we get a truce with Sa'aru for some amount of time, so if Carnium doesn't fully annex them, or importantly doesn't get this stuff that borders me, although actually this gives me a border with Carnium. So actually, you know what, I should get this, because now I'll be able to border Carnium and do a fabrication claim on them. So this is actually really strategically helpful of Sa'aru to offer. This is actually kind of a based moment from Sa'aru, because even though I almost just tried to kill them, and now I've been stopped by bad luck, they're offering me the single location they could offer me that gives me a border with Carnium, so I can fabricate a claim on Carnium to then avenge, quote-unquote, avenge Sa'aru, which I definitely am doing for only those reasons and not for my own personal annoyance. So, you know what, sure, I'll take this peace deal. This is such a weird turn of events, but this honestly kind of works great for my strategy. So then we'll fabricate a claim on Carnium just using claim fabrication. That'll take a while, but it's probably our best way to do this. Because otherwise we just have to wait for them to finish the war to then fabricate the claim, because we don't have a claim on this area. Because the claims we get from the council are, I believe, on the nations and not on the locations. So, let's accept the offer. Sure, yeah. Why not? Alright, so we've accepted peace with Sa'aru on the following terms. Definitely not the big peace deal we were looking for, but now we border our new worst enemy in the universe, Carnium. How dare they? So let's go ahead and get a claim going. This is going to set back our city building ambitions, but this definitely cannot wait. I need to fight these guys ASAP. So this is going to be August of 789. That's not so bad. And that's going to be for the province of Carnium, but we can take the rest of the stuff that they get from their war with Sa'aru. Okay, that's fine. And honestly, at this point, I think it will make sense to go ahead and lower the levy. Although we are down population-wise a little bit, just because of population movement. Mostly probably because of, actually I don't know why we lost 1 unit. Unclear why that's the case, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and lower the levy, because now we're not in war. 5 months is definitely soon enough that we can raise them again for our planned Carnium War. And then we'll do the Carnium War, and then that'll be the last war we do before we have a period of peacetime, probably. We may be able to push a bit further, but yeah. I guess it was 7 months actually, but this is, because this is sometimes inaccurate. So I don't know why the numbers decreased here. Can I figure that out really quickly here? We have the same number of native pops. They're all in the same region as well. What's the problem? It might be happiness, honestly. Yeah, I think we're less happy than we were when we raised the levy. It's probably happiness from stability going down. So we definitely have to address that. Nothing here actually would really help that much. This one actually might be kind of good. No, actually, Freeman output, that's not going to work. I think we'll just leave it as it is. One thing I could do with Damascus Oasis is actually, instead of bleed them dry, something a bit better for me actually at the moment might be Borderlands for manpower, because I don't actually need the tax money that much. I have plenty of money at the moment, and bleed them dry is really a money-making maneuver for your capital province, because the commerce isn't worth that much, and the tax isn't worth that much, but this would actually damage it a bit less. Not that it's damaging it that much, but this would make the slaves happier, give me more food. Not that I have food problems right now. Alright, what's the... Still 96%. We have 1, presumably Barada slave, so I don't care about them. So let's go over to Borderlands to get some manpower up. I want to get back up to at least 5 units in my levy. See how strategic these mods are making me? I love that about my setup here. Alright. I think Borderlands is the best bet for now. Again, we have some PI. I mean, I just said I wanted to save PI for that city. But I wouldn't want the city before it's fortified anyways, so it's fine to wait a bit longer. We need to get our manpower up. That is a priority. Or we get our manpower levies up. Alright. Borderlands it is. It's not gonna... Here we go. Okay, 1400 max now with that in effect. We're at 4 still, which is not ideal. Let's go ahead and decrease the pay for more happiness as well. We probably could have done that a moment ago, actually, while we were just running around, but that's perfectly fine. Okay, what did we get here, by the way? Livestock. I guess that's fine. Happiness is completely under control. This should probably be on assimilation. It's not going to have that much of an effect, but it will start to do something, and I do have... Well, again, I'm trying to save PI, but this is a priority. We need more people for our levy, and that is non-negotiable. In fact, I might actually spend some money right now to build something in Dammâseq to help me, assuming that I can, and I can, a training camp. So in this mod, training camps are only 1 level. All the buildings are rebalanced and changed, and this is a huge manpower bonus for whatever city you build it in. You can build it in each tile if it's a city. It's a city building, so it's only 1 per tile, but you can have multiple in a province if you have multiple cities. I think this is a priority. We need more manpower. This is going to really boost things up and get more freemen moving in to Dammâseq. We have a lot of freemen living out in the middle of other places. We need the freemen living in Dammâseq where they're going to provide more manpower bonuses. So this is a priority. We've got to build the training camp and get that going. Once Rada finishes, I'll probably actually build a training camp over here as well. It's such an important building to get going here. So yeah, overall though, I think we're doing pretty good. Definitely kind of an interesting scenario here. Oh geez, a question of competence. After weeks of nervous looks and smirks at court, the whispers circling the palace have reached the ears of the king. It seems that someone has been spreading rumors and spinning yarns of his unequaled profligacy and unfitness for the throne. The damage has been done, now all look to how the king will deal with the situation. So we could lose a negative trait because we have redeemable character. What are our... Oh, could we lose arrogant? Oh god, please. I deserve this after what happened in this episode. Or we lose popularity. We lost cruel. Cruel isn't a negative trait. Come on, man. This is the Bronze Age. It's fine to be cruel. I guess it's also fine to be arrogant, but this is such a bad trait. Well, it is what it is. We just gotta roll with it. Ah, well. Man. Ironically, if the Carnium War ends up taking too long because they can't finish sieging this down, we could just attack them while they're still fighting Sa'aru. So our truce with Saru is until 791, which is not a long truce at all. We can really get to it real quick with these guys. Alright, 1500. Still only 4 units, though. This is a problem. Okay, they got that. So I think Saru is not long for this world. I think once they see... They might be able to win with just this, but I think they may also want to grab Siri, Basani, to be honest. I think once the training camp is finished, we'll get back up to 5, but yeah. It's really important, because 4 puts us at the same size as a lot of our neighbors, which isn't very safe. We do have the mercenaries we can call upon, but we don't even have enough money right now to really do that, so we really have to be careful right now. It's 1st of March, 789, and our claim is mid-789, so we might get the effect of the training camp in time for it to boost up our size. If we stay at 4 units, I'm not going to go to war with only 4, because that's probably the same number as my neighbors. But if we go up to 5, I might go to war. I don't think we go up to 6 again, but 5 would be perfect. Because with 5, we have 1250. That is a safe number to do sieges and whatnot. Exactly 1,000 is... I guess actually in this mod it's below 1,000 for sieges, so maybe it's fine either way. But yeah, definitely, this has been a really fun start to the campaign so far. It's so technical with all the mods I'm playing with. I love it. Okay. We'll see what happens down there, but in the meantime, just building up our resources. I'm going to try to build up the PI to build that city. That is a priority right now. But, yeah. Just going to have to keep waiting. Stability going up is also really important for that pop happiness, because it's the freemen not being happy that's reducing our output to get more manpower, so that's definitely playing a role in this situation here. I guess we had our peacetime a little early, but that's fine, I guess. I think these guys are sieging them still. I don't know what's going on down here. I don't have any more line of sight. Scholar of the Divine. Himilco Barca has by all counts remained a Scholar of the Divine man for much of his life. It caused some embarrassment, therefore, when he was discovered extorting a local temple to an egregiously unreasonable degree. Before reprimanding Himilco, it must be said it would be expeditious to our efforts to influence him if we were to brush this under the table. This guy is just some guy. He's not a family character. He's not an officer. I don't know why I'm trying to influence him. But I do know that this is a great event because we get a lot of PI. Now this one here, 10 corruption for 54 PI, is tempting to some people, but I say don't do this one because corruption is very hard to get rid of, and generally speaking, it's not worth it, even for this much PI. 5 loyalty on this guy, though, for only 60 months, too, for 27 PI. That's free PI right there. And it's... Oh, we can't build the city. We have no money, so we have to keep waiting. That's fine, though. You know, one thing we could do, actually... I'm trying to save my PI. I keep getting distracted, but we could do this for more stab change. That would help a lot. That would definitely help a lot. I need the manpower. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rauda. I have to keep putting you off, but this is more important. I need that happiness back up so I get the extra manpower. Without 5, I'm just not able to go to war without mercenary support. That is non-negotiable. Alright. Oh, okay, these guys won the war. Alright. So, did they did fully annex... Yeah, okay. So I'm assuming now that Sa'aru is fully dead, so now it's just me versus them. Okay, so when this is done, we should be ready to go here. Okay. So march still for this. Alright. Are these guys still at war with anybody? No, they should lower their levy soon, which means I might be able to sneak in with my levy before they can raise their levy. But that being said, I don't know if I want to before my levy is boosted up. Training camp is done. We have to wait for the monthly tick to see what effect it has, but hopefully it has an effect. This should boost up our manpower max once we get into April. We'll see what we're dealing with here. Okay, 1525, so not a huge boost, but it is a boost. Ooh, okay, still out of 4. Maybe I lost people to slave taking? That might have been what happened here, because there were some tiles sieged down. I don't know, it seems like I lost a lot of levy strength for kind of no apparent reason, but it is what it is. Levy size multiplier. Could something be affecting that? Hold on. I don't think so. I don't know what the issue is, honestly. Not very clear. Whatever the case, things will get better later on. So, okay, the question is, are we in a position to fight Carnium? Now, 42 native pops for them, because this number includes all the people they conquered. 50 pops for me, so our army should be about the same size right now, and they had 4 cohorts running around a moment ago, so that seems to be the case. I think what we could do, to be absolutely safe, is hire the mercs, and then I think we'd have enough money to maintain them, still be in the green, and then go in with the full levy and the mercs, just to ensure we're getting all this territory, especially if, who's this? Salkad. That's these guys down here. I don't have any claims on them, do I? No. I have to think about this. Because 4 versus 4, what's their... They've got 5, so we should beat them in the field. The issue is, though, it's still a dice roll, and I don't really want to place everything on a dice roll. We've seen with these sieges how that goes. So I think we do need to take the step of hiring mercs. We have money stored up right now. Because we can sell off the Carnium nobles to make some of that money back. That'll be around 50. Maybe, depending on the timing, we could even sell, like, that farming settlement they're building. We can sell some of these forts. Might be some buildings in the cities that we can sell. Definitely we can make some money back from this war to pay back the cost of the mercs. And it just secures more territory. Once we get this, I think we're safe. Not that Carnium will necessarily attack us, but we're the same size, but if we controlled Carnium's territory, definitely nobody would attack me at that point, size-wise. What number... Let's see. I would still be a local power, though, so it wouldn't change that. I'll have to think about this a bit more, but I'll go ahead and I'll think about this between episodes, because that's going to be it for this episode of the Dammâseq Campaign, a very action-packed episode, lots of war and shenanigans ensuing, but this was pretty fun, and I'm excited to get back to this and release the next episode in a couple of days, so check back in a couple of days for the next episode. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.